Welcome to our Thursday edition of A Word of Encouragement, and I trust you're having a good day. God is so good all the time. We hear that said, but it's really true. And we can truly revel in His goodness when we are walking with Him. And one of the things that really helps us during a time like this, where we're frustrated at politicians, frustrated at the news media, frustrated at people that just don't see things right, the only way we can navigate this time is by having Christ's attitude. Chapter 10, verse 1 of Romans says, "Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel is that they might be saved." Our heart's desire. 1 Timothy chapter 2 that we've referenced several times says we're to pray for all men. We're to pray for our leaders, all that have authority. Why? Because we want to lead a quiet and peaceful life so that all men can come to the knowledge of God. Well, we need to, instead of find ourselves frustrated, irritated, not having the right spirit, instead we need to go to prayer and be able to say, like Paul did, who had the nation of Israel battling him. I mean, he suffered because of them. And yet he says, my heart's desire and prayer to God is that they might be saved. And, you know, when we go to God and begin to really pray, we can work through our frustrations and we can really pray for our leadership. We can pray for those that are in our lives that might really burden us or frustrate us. And when we have the desire for them to be saved, all of a sudden, we get everything in perspective. They're just thinking like the lost world thinks. They're just doing what the flesh does. And so they need the Lord. I trust you pray for the president, vice president, other leaders, your governor, whoever is in your life, and pray for their soul and pray that God will work in their lives. God can use any situation to work things out for His glory and work His purposes. But the big thing about praying for folks like that is God changes our heart. And though we need to be very concerned about policies, directions, and all of that, we don't need to have a human negative reaction. And so the only way to solve that is through prayer. And that's why I believe God inspired the Apostle Paul on a couple of occasions to tell us to pray for everyone. And so I trust that today, if you find yourself, as the news just keeps like one wave after another coming, say, Lord, quiet my heart. Help me to be an intercessor. Help me to have the heart of Christ. And my friend, it'll change everything. It'll give you the right perspective. And you know what? God will answer your prayer too. Let's pray for some great miracles in these days.